and welcome to the Death Battle Cast, where we listen to the pre-stream music and Liam has to ruin it with some of the worst screaming ever.
We got some good energy today. I'm happy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We have an extra special episode today. It's me, Ben. Hi, joined by some of the usual crew. We got Chad.
Hi.
Hey, Chad. We got Liam. Hey, Liam. And joining us, I think for the first time
That's what we were
ever,
looking at before. We're looking at the
it's
joke.
Kai.
Hi, I'm Kai. I'm a poet, and I knew it.
Yep.
Guy, do you want to talk a little bit about all the wonderful things that you do?
Sure. What don't I do? I don't sleep. I'm just kidding. Stop. No, I am one of the producers and on-camera talent for Achievement Hunter. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and specifically recently, I've been working on a lot of productions for Black Heritage Month. So be on the lookout for those items.
Yeah. Kai also helped produce Extra Life this year.
Yes, I did.
The received Extra Life stream was super helpful. And then also Kai streams on her own, which is what also led to this. Because I popped into one of your streams just to say hi. And you were going off about Sly Cooper and your passion for Sly. And I was like, you want to come on Death Battle Cast and talk about it? You were like, I'm there.
I have a lot to say.
When we were announced we were doing Sly Cooper versus Lupin III, I saw there was a lot of really positive feedback. People are really excited about this one. It's thanks to Kai. Thanks to her for initiating all this.
No, you're welcome. Listen, Sly Cooper is my favorite video game series of all time. I have no idea who this Lupin man is, but whatever he's got ain't got nothing on my
He's
my
the
raccoon.
Grim fucking Reaper.
Also,
Well,
shout out to
all
Kage.
right.
Kage gets another 5 subs. Kage, you're so sweet.
Oh my god. Thank you. Yes.
Your memberships.
Okay.
I can't. Anyway, welcome to Champion.
Subs, memberships.
I went to Twitch mode. So.
So, if you're newer to our community Death Battles, our Death Battle Cast, here's how this is going to work. Liam is going to be representing Lupin III. I will be representing Sly Cooper, although I think Kai's going to help out a little bit.
No, she'll be completely unbiased.
How would you know? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say.
And it's our job to convince the jury that our character will win in a death battle to the death. The jury, of course, consists of 3 seats, which is going to be Chad, Kai, who's definitely not voting for Sly, and you all watching this live right now. We, of course, do this show every single Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. If you're not watching this live, you're watching this in the VOD later on. Be sure to tune into the next one live, and you can vote as well. And also, participate in the chat and be part of the debate, because this isn't like a courtroom or anything. Everybody can chime in. So if you have anything you want to say about either of these characters, please do so in the chat. We will be watching it right now, seeing a bunch of amazing multicolored badges go up from our members, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
love seeing that.
And Kage keeps dropping subs every week, which you don't have to do, but hey, you tune in live, maybe you'll get one.
That's true. That's true. Memberships, Chad.
Memberships.
Champions. All right. So, I mean, we could just jump right into this.
Death battle to the death, by the way. I'm like, what? You said death battle to the death.
I mean, how else am I going to explain it? It's not a death battle to like
the name because it's self-explanatory.
All right. So I'll go ahead and start with Sly. Let me start with Sly. 60 seconds on the clock. No interruptions except Kai. If you want to jump in, feel free.
Listen, as long as I'm here and you know it's great.
You know what? Actually, Kai. Let's give the 60 seconds to you. Opening statements.
Whoa.
Why do you love... Not an argument for why Sly is going to win or anything.
Okay.
I just want you to say, why do you love Sly? Why is Sly the badass he is?
All right. Oh, you know what's like?
You got to count down. Why is he cool?
Sly is cool because, first of all, he is a master thief, which means he only steals from other thieves. He don't deal with no regular, no basic. I didn't ask if I could curse on this podcast.
You can
no
curse.
regular, no basic bitches. He only goes for the master thieves. He's from a long line of thieves, way back to the cavemen. If you played Sly 3 Thieves in Time, you would know that his ancestor Bob was out there collecting the eggs and stealing the eggs from the pterodactyls. That's right, a raccoon was stealing eggs from dinosaurs. And you try to tell me that lineage ain't go far? And then he defeated a owl. He's defeated the Fiendish Five. He's defeated everyone from Sly 2. I'm forgetting their names. And this man got a cane that can transform into 2 canes to climb things. He can climb. He got parkour. You can't even catch him. How you gonna catch him if he has parkour? He can literally go from zoop everywhere. This man can stand on poles, and he's just fantastic. And that's it.
I would love to bring up that for the first time in Death Battle history, so confidently you delivered the line, he can defeat an owl?
Hey, it's a pretty baller owl, right? It's like a cyborg owl.
It's an owl that never died, but guess what? Sly killed him because he died.
He's got a cane that can become 2 canes. No, that was amazing for being put on the spot.
I think that was a fantastic introduction to Sly. We'll absolutely get into Sly's like ridiculous arsenal and feats and whatnot. But I think all of us want to hear from Liam.
Nah.
What's Lupin bringing to the table?
I'd love to hear this.
Lupin the Third. I'll probably just say Lupin because it's easier when I talk quickly. But he is the world's greatest thief. The way I would describe him to get an initial impression is anime Toon Force James Bond. Everything that like James Bond has and can do, and like what makes him powerful with like the insane gadgets, being good at everything, and being superhuman. Lupin takes and like turns up to 11. He has a 300 IQ. He's been called one of the greatest warriors in history, able to fight people that can deflect lightning and cut meteors out of the sky, like fight them with his bare hands. He's outsmarted 10,000-year-old super geniuses that are psychic and have affected world history. And he has tons of every single fucking gadget imaginable, including like his own version of the Aston Martin DB5. He's got jetpacks, he's got guns, rocket launchers, everything.
How many canes does he have?
Crazy. He has... You know what? I didn't write down cane when I went through the respect threads, but I'm going to check to see if he has like a trick cane. Okay, not
if he doesn't, that's minus points. You hear to hear first.
That's true. That's true.
Having a trick cane is going to be integral to this.
No canes.
No canes.
No.
No
He has
cane.
He has a sword made out of pressurized water that
I
is like
have
a
a sword too.
lightsaber.
It's right there. I got mad katanas.
Made out of pressurized water that cuts like a lightsaber.
I got so many swords. Call me Lupin the Third. I don't know what to tell you.
Hang on.
Liam,
Look, in one of the movie posters, he's got a cane. He's got a cane and a hat. That's not like.
And he's got a fucking cane. Then he's got a cane. It's just like he has tons of trick weapons.
It may not be a trick cane. It may just be a normal cane.
He has plenty of.
Also,
so
now's the perfect
Slice
time.
isn't just a cane.
Yeah.
Slice is a hook that can be electrified.
Yes.
And
Fire.
like it's a key to the
Yes.
vault. There's a bunch of tricks to it's not just a trick
This
cane.
is the perfect time to let
It
you
is
know
like
the
a-
episode is
has
sponsored
its
by
own.
Cane's Chicken. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really, if they do want to hit me up, I
Sponsored
love.
by
Yeah, their sauce is god
Cain
tier. Let's
and
go.
Abel. Lupin has an electric laser gun that was strong enough to stun Zenigata, the same Zenigata that survived the explosion of an enormous blimp, as well as being carpet bombed by fucking B-52 bombers.
Zenigata sounds like Zenny
think-
Yo Mama. I don't know who that is.
He is Zenny Yo Mama, because
Wait, is
Lupin
this a
owning
person?
him. Zenigata is the detective that is chasing Lupin throughout his entire
And
career.
a B-52 dropped a bomb on
Bombs,
them.
carpet bombed him. Zenigata also survived being inside of blimp as it exploded, and he came out and was like all dusty, and he's always the one that gets blown the fuck up, and he's like covered in ash and like on fire.
also survived being on a blimp that exploded, and it took him back to a time that no one knows that. Listen, we don't know what dimension Sly's in because he survived the blimp.
You know, we might get I don't really know how to respond to some of the arguments because he survived a blimp and it sent him to a time, and I don't
Because
even
it's time
know.
machines.
I'm not sure.
There was a there was
Lupin
an
also has a
explosion at the
time
end of
machine.
Sly 4
Mhm.
that sent him through time without his time machine. I mean, this is kind of jumping ahead in my argument, but Sly Cooper has a time machine.
Okay.
Yes.
Has a time machine.
His van is a time machine. He also has time manipulation elements in his like suit.
Yeah, talk about
it's
them.
like both a suit that can slow down time, but also a technique. So
Yes.
Sly draws a lot of his abilities and training and whatnot through his thievius raccoonius or something like that. What is it called
Yeah.
again?
Thievius raccoonus.
Thievius Raccoonus.
Raccoonus. Yeah. Book passed down through his family lineage for over 3,000 years. And so basically every single Cooper uses that book to learn from their ancestors to become the greatest thief of their time.
Yeah.
So he has
Exponentially better.
Yes, he has techniques and strategies and histories from thousands upon thousands of years of experience from his ancestors who have learned how to turn invisible, who've learned how to control arrows in flight telekinetically. Some
Wait, like
fucking
Angelina
hell.
Jolie Wanted
Yes.
style?
Yes.
Yeah, like curve the arrow? Hell yeah.
He can slide on laser beams.
His dad learned that one. His dad was the one that figured that one out.
Mm.
He
Sure.
can also go invisible, which is from the very first Sly game. Like he can be
Yes.
invisible for a calm, I think, 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
so people can't see him and people can just pass him and he can sneak around and do
And
stuff.
what I want to point out with the invisibility thing, he can't harm you when he's doing that either. And
cannot.
No.
Lupin has
No,
goggles.
nope.
He has
Hang on.
X-ray,
Wanna-
heat vision, infrared goggles that would be able to see Sly very easily. Even
I'm
if he's not
sorry.
invisible.
What?
I don't know
Let's
if
talk
the
about-
infrared would work on it based on what's happened in the games. I could be
Like what?
wrong. The invisibility can attack people if you upgrade it. The final version of it, you
Okay.
can attack people
Okay.
while you're invisible.
Okay, to be fair. That's fair.
And it lasts longer than 5 seconds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
But Lupin would still be able to see him. He's also fought people blinded and like deflected bullets, like while driving, like while looking away.
Good thing Sly doesn't
His
use
senses-
bullets, huh?
His senses. What are you talking about? What the fuck does?
He uses his
Laser.
cane. He doesn't need bullets.
No, he's got
How
the
fast-
cane. And,
I'm trying to remember what the stuff that you went through. What was the first one that you said? Because Lupin has counters to like literally
Time machine.
everything. His
You're talking-
arsenal
his
is
time machine.
Time
Yeah.
machine. Lupin has a time machine as well. So I think that those would cancel each other out.
okay,
Okay.
let's talk about the time machines real quick.
yeah, how do they work?
How does Lupin's time machine? Because basically, Sly's time machine is Sly has several time manipulation things. The big one is the time
Oh,
machine
that's
from
right.
Sly
That's what it
4.
was. Yeah.
So the time machine in Sly 4 is the car,
Yeah.
the van, which it's basically just an homage to Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
I think they literally have the Back to the Future spinning license plate the first time it goes back in time. But he also has the ability. It is an ability in the early in the first few games, and then later it's also a suit that allows him to slow down and speed up time.
Yes.
So he has multiple methods of slowing and speeding up time.
How fast is Sly at a base level?
Raccoon
Good
speed.
question.
So
You ever
Because I've
turn on the
always-
lights and seen some raccoons?
How-
They're
how fast
fast,
is
man.
he?
They're going nuts.
So technically, Sly, until you get the upgrade, is just he has a regular sprint. But it depends. If we're just talking about when he's running, ignoring like his paragliding and
I'm talking
all
about,
that and
like,
whatnot,
reaction.
Like
Actions,
max
Yeah.
max speed.
What is his fastest?
I would say
Okay.
he's
So-
I would say with his special power, because you can get an upgrade that makes him go faster. I would say maybe as fast as an electric scooter when he has that little slide power.
So there is a
Yeah.
scene in I'm not sure which game this is in. No, that doesn't say. Where Carmelita, the fox,
Yeah.
she's about to get hit by an energy beam or an energy
Yes.
bullet, and he runs in front of it after it's fired.
Yeah.
To take the hit.
I figure
So-
you could just say like I don't know, bullet timing maybe faster
He's at
than that.
least he's moving faster than a
Than a
energy
bullet. Yeah,
projectile.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it may be a bullet. It's not a bullet. It's like a red sort of laser ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's
a video
either
game.
Light speed.
it is
No,
either
it's not light speed.
bullets faster than a bullet or faster than light.
It's not faster than light because it's not
Alright,
a light.
hold on,
beam.
so-
You know what? It is a laser ball. I'm gonna say he's faster than light.
So
you
on
know
our
what is-
scale, we've
you know what
got
is faster
electric
than light?
scooter, and then
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got faster than light. So we'll
Mike-
somewhere in that range.
Somewhere
Yes.
between that range.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Mike, could you bring up image 4, please?
Oh God, here we go.
So Lupin was fighting Mamo. We're gonna get back to Mamo a bunch. And Mamo activated a bunch of lasers to fire at Lupin. Now, this is just a single image, but Ben, you remember when we did Sanji's episode and we were like, oh, the speed feat of Luffy patiently waiting for light to hit him? These light beams take about 5 seconds to reach Lupin while he's just standing there. And then, Mike, could you bring up image 5? I think it's 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Lupin is able to, before the beams hit him, bring up a knife and deflect them. So at least relativistic, if not faster than light, considering he was literally sitting there fucking waiting for them. I'm not done! I am not done.
Wait, I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
Were all the beams intentionally aiming at one
point?
specific
Yeah.
spot?
I was confused.
They were
I'm
aiming
like,
at
for 10 beams, you might as well have had the one. They're all aiming at the same place. But that has nothing to do with Lupin, though.
They were aiming at him like, they're like a bunch of like guns all laid out, like, you can't dodge this. And then he did. He also
because they all fired at the same point.
Yeah, he didn't have much to dodge. He only had to step one side.
He also was able to fight Goemon, his friend, his buddy, his samurai buddy Goemon Ishikawa.
Digimon?
Yes, he's a Digimon, which means that he's universal. Just kidding. He was able to fight Goemon Ishikawa, who's his samurai buddy. Mike, could you bring up image 1? So there was this lightning bolt coming at Goemon, and Goemon ran up in the air at the lightning bolt and did like with his sword. And then, Mike, could you bring up image 2? This is what happened. There was like a freeze frame, and then that's what happened to the lightning bolt.
Does that make sense?
Wait, he just shatters it like glass?
Of course.
That's amazing.
I also just saw this literally a second ago, but like they were getting ready for a heist or something, and Goemon looked up at the moon and was like, the moon is too bright. And he did that. And then Lupin looked up, and then half the moon was gone, and Lupin was like, "Whoa!" And then the clouds moved out of the way. So he didn't actually cut the moon, but he did cut the clouds in a way that like covered up the moon, which is not moon level, obviously, but still like fucking crazy because moving clouds is like a really crazy strong.
What
Who
the
did
hell?
this?
Wait,
the samurai friend. So here's the thing: Liam's about to bring up how he
Digimon.
scales because he's gone toe to toe with this guy. Is what is gonna happen.
Exactly.
okay,
Okay,
hang
but he
on,
didn't do
hang
it.
on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
It's okay.
Did he cut the clouds, or was it like
An All Might
like he
situation.
knew the clouds are gonna come
No, he cut
in
the
front of the
clouds.
moon, so he was like, look at what I can do, haha, and like faked it.
No, he cut the cloud. He's not a person that shows off. He's the kind of person that just does cool shit. Hang on, I forgot to just to prove that that this is that they scale. Hang on. Image 6. I forgot to send it to Mike. Mike, I'm sending you image 6 right now.
What is this?
Sending image 6. Okay, there, image 6, Mike. Just to prove that they do scale, because I could see somebody being like, "No, Goemon like would wreck Lupin. Goemon is the muscle."
Real quick, I do want to point out in the chat, Sponge God Omnipants has new definitions or versus definitions for us.
Yeah.
Blimp level time, glass level lightning, and knife level light. Perfect. I think we should start using these in Death Battle
Absolutely.
moving forward.
Yeah. So Goemon and Lupin got into a fist fight.
Man, I thought
and
that was going
the
somewhere
results.
different. Real quick.
For a lot of fans,
You,
like that
you were
too.
pretty good. So,
So
did
cute.
oh
All
god.
sweaty. So I think, and all that is to say, even though Sly does have ways to slow down time, it's very clear visually from the games that it isn't like, it's like 50% slower. It isn't enough to bridge the gap between Sly's speed
Hold
and
on.
Lupin. Lupin is so much fucking faster. It's like, it's bonkers.
There is one moment in Sly 4 Thieves in Time where he literally goes against someone who plays, I believe, the trumpet. And her
Mhm.
magical power is the fact that every time she plays the trumpet, that sound hurts you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has to slow down the time enough to dodge sound.
He's dodged sound.
Yes.
Light is about 800,000 times faster than sound.
But
again,
which is true.
we already mentioned that he was able to run in front of a light ball
It's not
projectile.
It's
No,
a,
so
it's a
it's- so
glowy
the
red
question
video game
isn't-
projectile, not a beam of light.
So the
You know
Don't
what?
even Ben, I saw your face. You know what you're doing here.
You know, we don't know. We are not being told
let
that
me
it
explain
is.
what I'm saying.
don't
Is it
know.
not
Let me
light?
explain
So
what
it
I'm
could
saying.
be light.
So
It's
my
okay.
my
Please,
point
like,
is not
I know
that.
it's fun to.
Liam,
No, you're
Okay,
good. You're
I
good. You're good. No, Liam, you're good. I was gonna
Good.
say my point was not so much that Sly was faster. My point was more so that it doesn't matter how fast he is, Sly can slow it down.
It would
So
slow
they
down,
can.
but it won't slow down enough to react.
You don't know. We
The
don't know
slowing
that
down is
though.
a-
We don't
That's-
know that though, because
that's a
all we
good
know is
point.
that Sly slows down time. We don't know to what extent. It could be farther.
That's a good point
No, but
because
we know that
because you were saying like you're in generally seeing the time slow, right? It seems like it's like about 50% or whatever. But then she was bringing up that he was able to slow down stuff to the speed of sound. So maybe there's a bigger scale there.
Mhm.
he didn't slow stuff down to the speed of sound. He slowed down sound to a point where he could
Yes.
react to it.
So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. He
So
can
if
slow
he-
down light as well, most likely.
He would slow it down as well, but then Lupin is still so much faster that he wouldn't
I don't know. It's hard
recognize
to
the
tell.
difference.
I don't think there's a way to tell. All I know
Yeah,
is Sly can do it. I believe it.
I would be
People are voting
curious
against me out of shit's
if
sake.
I don't know this for sure, but it might be possible that there's some cutscenes where the slow because it does look like it's possible that the slow is being used during that red laser blast scene that I mentioned. I am curious if maybe there are some scenes that where he uses slow, some cutscenes where he uses slow that kind of suggest that maybe the gameplay slow is only one sort of variation of it, and he can potentially slow it further. And they just keep it consistent in the game because gameplay mechanics, right? If that beam or that ball is a laser, then and it's light speed, then maybe that's exactly what I'm talking
Also,
about.
real quick,
So
round one fight says lasers, guys. Sly dodged lasers in Sly 4. And I'm glad they got because I was gonna bring up, I was like, he's a thief.
Did he?
There's no way Sly has not been in the position where a room turns on a shitload of lasers and he like dodges around them,
Yeah,
right?
so
Like,
I was actually about to say my next point is that the avoiding sound, he had a suit on to avoid the sound waves. With the light, he was just in his regular costume. He didn't use any of his power. So I'm saying if we add the power plus his speed, it's probably equates enough that he could take it on.
Did he dodge the light as in the light beam was like coming at him and then he moved it?
It was coming at someone else. He had to run towards it.
I think
No,
this is
we don't have the actual image that like we're
I
talking
could
about.
pull it up.
Please do. Please do.
He goes against Dr. F.
Unfortunately, we have to grab it as a screenshot because if we use
Yeah.
GIFs or videos, we get dinged.
we've
Yeah.
gotten hip from
Which
that
sucks.
before.
Jangwin-
Even short gifs. which
Janguin
is,
in the
yeah.
chat, and Sly one he
Um,
can straight up stop time too. It's not a time stop. It's
Yeah,
a
Kalen
flashbang
Beast Sly
that
can also
freezes
walk
people.
on lasers.
Turns
Yeah,
people.
what is
Yeah.
that? Like, can we talk
That's
about
not the
that?
same
That's what I
as
mentioned
brought up
before.
earlier.
Basically,
Yeah.
he can slide
Yes.
down lasers. Yeah, he can slide down lasers. He has dodged lightning. That is correct. I don't recall a specific situation where he dodges light lasers. But there are plenty of characters in the games that shoot laser beams. So I think we can say that, the bullet to laser speed, light speed, sure. I think that works okay. Either way, I think Sly isn't going to win because of stats per se. I think he can keep up with Lupin, but sure, maybe Lupin is faster. Maybe Lupin's tune force is going to be, make him stronger or whatnot. But I think Sly's gadgets are what's really going.
Let's talk
Okay.
about the gadgets.
Yeah, I'm
Change
curious. I want to talk
this.
about this because I know there's a lot of gadgets on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I think Sly has some gadgets that are just going to completely overwhelm Lupin. The first one, of course, being the music box that just puts people to sleep instantly, and then you can just beat the shit out of them while they're still asleep.
Wait, they don't wake up? Like as long as it's
They don't wake
as
up.
long as it's
Lupin
playing?
has sleep.
You just
knockout
walk up
gas.
and you just beat the shit out of them.
Lupin has tons of knockout gas and sleeping darts too. Multiple ways to put people to sleep instantly.
Technically, Sly's companion Bentley has the sleeping darts, but Sly doesn't need that because Bentley's sleeping darts will knock them out. But as soon as Bentley hits them once they wake up, whereas Sly's music box will keep them asleep. So that was the point of it. Doesn't matter how hard I hit you, you're staying down. So I could just keep going at you.
I love
Lupin
that you're a
has-
Sly in this scenario.
I think the knockout
mean-
gas, because he has knockout
Yeah.
gas and sleeping darts, and Sly only just has the music box. So I think it's either even, maybe even advantage Lupin. Sleep.
Just because he has
Next
different
gadget.
versions. The
He
only
has
thing,
different
the only thing I'll
versions
give
of
you on
sleep.
that one, Liam, is hey, how does animal control deal with animals? They shoot them with sleeping darts. So that's the only, now I concede that one.
That's true.
you're talking about how Lupin has like Toon Force and whatnot. Sly has multiple gadgets that allow him to basically have the Toon Force abilities. Defy gravity ability lets him just survive from any kind of fall. He can throw on disguises that will literally fool any single person. He's again can slide on laser beams. He can just they don't affect him. He just like walks on them. It's fine.
He's kind of a parkour like god, essentially, because he can walk on tight ropes. He can
Lupin
crawl
also
on
is,
like the smallest things.
Like super crazy. Like there was one time when they're like he and Fujiko were like climbing up this like mine shaft, and then Fujiko fell, and then Lupin just turned around and then ran back down the mine shaft and like caught up to her as she was falling, and then caught her, and then like did a grappling hooker thing or whatever.
Classic early anime cool guy move.
100%. Lupin's also got costumes and makeup and facial hair, everything you would need to like make a perfect disguise. And he like will like do that in like seconds. He'll just be like and like get a new outfit that will fool people like Zenigata that have been tracking him for years. Will fool his friends and family that he just looks literally perfect. A perfect match of anybody he wants to somehow. He has a sword that shoots out like pressurized water so hard that it creates like a sword. He's got a ton of different kinds of bombs. Most of them are like trick bombs. Like he's got bombs in watches and cigars and chewing gum and these little ducks. Got laser guns. He's got a jetpack and jetpack shoes. He's got knockout gas. Of course, his classic gun is the Walther P-38. He's also got rocket launchers. I think that's an advantage he has against Sly, is that Sly usually fights with a cane, while Lupin has bladed weapons, but he mostly uses like guns and rocket launchers and shit to blow you up from a distance. I think what's
so he's a pussy.
Huh?
What?
You said something. I didn't hear what you said.
I said so he's a bitch. He can't fight hand-to-hand combat.
No, he can't.
No, he can do. Unfortunately, that's not the path you want to go down.
I know.
He's got a monocle that can also hack technology remotely. I don't know like what specifically Sly has that is technology, but if it is technology in some form or another, Lupin might be able to hack it and turn it against him.
What kind of tech does Lupin have? Because Sly also has hacking abilities and hacking gear.
I mean, I'm just the stuff that I've been listing.
I'm just curious about the pressurized water sword. Does it have to be attached to a hose? If not, where water come from?
That's a good question. I don't remember. I think it might have like a tank that's like on your back.
No, he's a waterbender. His family is from
he pulls it from the atmosphere.
Lupin drinks a shit ton of soda.
3,000 years of waterbending techniques.
He's also got a hypnosis watch.
I have a quick question, Liam, because I did research like 5 minutes before we went live. Yes. And it says here that one of Lupin's weaknesses is the fact that he likes to disguise himself because he technically gets too involved and likes to overact. So what would you say to that? This is just wiki, so I'm curious what your opinion of that is.
I don't really know how so he what is the weakness?
Okay, it says here. Let me find it. Well, one of it says that he's bad at video games. That's what I'm talking about, though.
And that's where Sly is from.
I mean, here's the thing. If he played Sly Cooper, then he would die as Sly, and then Sly would lose.
This also means that since he's bad at video games, he probably never beat Sly Cooper 1, so he has no idea what he's up against.
He could never beat
and also the gameplay mechanics from Sly 1 and Sly 2 are vastly different. So,
whereas Sly Cooper has read a book that has been written in for thousands of years, so he's got to be a really fast reader. I'm sure he's read all the manga and whatnot that Lupin's been in. He knows everything that he's up against.
Ooh, hey, this is a fun thing. Your Squidicus says, let's be real, Sly's arsenal is Lupin's arsenal and vice versa, because the two are totally going to steal from each other during the fight. I would love to know. That's a very interesting concept.
That's good thinking.
That's fun.
And I would love to know, like, what's the two greatest thief feats, if we have those. Like, what's the best caper that Lupin has pulled off versus
I have a quick
Sly?
question before we get into that, because we talked. In my very rough intro to Sly, talked about what his purpose is, and his purpose is that he steals from other master thieves, and it's kind of like a Robin Hood in that sense, where he's the evil good or whatever. What is Lupin's reason for being a master thief and stealing and stuff? I actually have no idea.
We're going for the morality play. Yeah, let's go. I love this.
I'm just is.
No, that's a good question. I don't know off the top. I was looking for like versus feats and not like full backstory. He's not a bad guy. He's like chaotic good as well.
Yeah.
And he'll do capers that are like the point of it is to like help people. I think he only steals from like people that are super rich or people that are evil. So he is also, I don't know if he's like a Robin in the sense that he gives that money away to people, but
what does he use to steal then is my question, because so far everything you've brought out sounds like he's gonna kill somebody. Does he kill everybody every time he steals? Where's the stealing part of his basket? Where is it?
Well, I was researching for Death Battle, not Steel Battle. Steel Battle sounds like
I would like to steal his gadgets. Can Lupin steal Sly's gadgets?
Yeah,
because I know for a fact Sly can steal his.
Love that.
Okay, actually.
So real quick, Liam, you're saying Lupin's like he's a good guy. He's totally the hero of the story. Yeah. Let me read what the Lupin fandom wiki has to say about that.
Fucking criminal bastard.
So, in the manga, in the early episodes of Lupin the Third Part 3 or Part 1, Lupin is shown to be remorseless and psychotic, or in the latter case, sociopathic, with a twisted sense of humor. He has murdered people, decapitated a dog, and nailed another dog. And nailed another dog to a ceiling.
So what has changed over time? That sounds like that was early.
Not just that. It gets that I don't know if I want to read that. He's done some bad shit to women.
Oh God!
For sexual favors. He rarely steals items or plans to steal them, but doesn't fall through.
This has nothing to do with who would win in a fight between Sly Cooper and Lupin the Third.
Fall through them. What? Okay, that part's written. He's more of an assassin or just wants to screw around with people.
Good thing Sly's a raccoon and not a dog.
Raccoons
also methods of killing are usually stabbing his victims right in the spine or using bombs with the occasional punching with a rope. Okay.
What are you talking
about? This is from the wiki that describes
this is Kai was right. Kai's going on the morality win. Like, fuck this dude.
This is desperate flailing from the opposing
camp. I don't know. Like, I just looked up personality, and that's what came up. Okay.
This is not
okay. It does look like he changed at some point and became the gentleman thief. So
Cengiz is canceled in 2023.
So his personality was drastically altered for the anime. Okay, to make him more appealing. So in the manga, he's a horrible person, but in the anime, he's the gentleman thief.
Alternatively, you know who directed a lot of early Lupin anime, including the movie Castle of Cagliostro? Hayao Miyazaki. And Steven Spielberg said the Lupin car chase, is the best car chase ever put to film. So
that's sick.
We're gonna take morality loss, but film history win.
Okay, that's fair.
Way to try and navigate that.
To just go back to this, the reason I brought this up wasn't to be morality. I know this is death battle, not who's the better thief battle. But I did bring up to see, like, because everything I've heard so far as someone who's never heard of who Lupin is seems very good for death battle. But to Chad's point, if Sly gets a hold of every single one of Lupin's gadgets, then what happens in that case? Because it doesn't seem like Lupin can do the otherwise. I just haven't seen an example of it yet.
The things he stole. Let me talk about it. Stole the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro and the Statue of Liberty.
Wait. That's some Carmen Sandiego shit. Like how did that happen?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. There's no way. He's not like Dora. He didn't just like pocket it and be like, we'll talk about this later.
This one's wild. Stole the Golden Tower of Babel from aliens and outsmarted a psychic brain in a jar.
Isn't the Tower of Babel a gospel reference? What the hell?
That stated it was over 1 billion years old. Both claimed to be gods.
What?
I don't know.
Both claim to be gods.
Hey, if we're talking about claiming to be gods, Rajan from the second video claimed he was the gods too. That's why he found a party.
Spent a year in prison claiming he wasn't Lupin. Then switched
Sly's
places.
Never been in prison. He's never had to be in prison.
He only breaks people out of prison.
The Joker
the only time he was in prison because he put himself
prison.
there because he had to get his ancestor out of jail. That's the only time he's ever been in jail.
Then switched places with a security guard minutes before his own execution. Walking out while the guard was taking his place, was dragged to the electric chair, yelling out, "He wasn't Lupin!"
Oh,
He wasn't Lupin.
God
I
damn.
don't know what that means.
Wow. Okay.
So I think Lupin has done some pretty crazy. He has a 300
That's a
IQ.
nice way to describe it.
This does like a genius. There's more I can look. Do you want to just read out some more of these? There's no impossible in his vocabulary, whatever that means. Okay, now we're getting into
somebody
more
mentioned that
specific
Sly
stuff.
has lucky charms.
Yes, he does. So
Scaling?
Not the cereal.
The way
I
that
assume.
Sly's lucky charms work is that essentially gives him extra life. So if he can have up to 2 lucky charms, and if he essentially dies, then the lucky charm will bring him back.
Oh, it's like a fairy in Zelda.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So he has 3 lives technically.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That is in the game. Yeah. It's like a
It's the first one.
Does he die, or is it just he takes a hit? He takes I guess it's a fatal hit because you die in one hit.
It is a fatal hit because
Yeah.
you die. Yeah.
You die in
That's
one hit.
interesting.
Sly dies in one hit.
So
In the
Sly
first
has
game.
3 chances. So like even if Lupin could
Yeah, he gets a health bar.
He gets a health bar in the other games.
Okay.
Yeah, so like even if Lupin could blitz him with the first hit, he'd have to do
As
it
long as he
3
has
times.
2 things. And the thing is, if he finds
He has to kill
another
him 3
one,
times.
he can find lucky charms anywhere on the map. And if he finds it, that's technically an additional life. So as long as he parkour.
I do want to real quick circle back to the stealing gadgets thing, because I do really like that idea.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if it would matter all that much with Sly specifically. There are a few gadgets that he has that Lupin could certainly steal, but the majority of things that he has, like his skills and stuff, he learns
From
through
his ancestors.
the book. So even if it is like his hat, for example, he's got the exploding hat. He learns how to make his hat explode by reading the book. So even if Lupin got his hat, he wouldn't know how to make it explode.
And
But then
the interesting
Lupin
thing of
steal
the book?
You going?
Oh no, because you're saying can Lupin steal the book, right? I just want to make sure I understand what that is.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Couldn't Lupin steal the thievius raccoonus?
So here's the thing
I mean,
about
he could, but then he's got to read it.
No,
And
but
it's
it's not
written in
only that
raccoonus.
though. It's not, and not only that. The reason why it won't work is because a lot of what is in the book are things that only a raccoon can do and a master raccoon can do. So, example, Bentley and Murray, who are Sly's team, they also have access to the book and can read the book. But unless you have the lineage as well, you cannot learn what's in the book.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And
Now
I
let me
also
bring up-
do want to touch on the projectile thing, because we mentioned like Lupin's got a gun and Sly doesn't have any projectiles. I mentioned it earlier. Sly does in Sly 4 get access to a bow and arrow, and he can control the arrow after it's fired. So he can. It's essentially a homing arrow.
Like Xandu
Yeah.
from Guardians
For
of
our
the Galaxy,
purposes.
right?
Then let's-
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Let's talk about Lupin's Fiat 500.
Lupin.
Can I tell, when Liam puts his hand up like that, I'm like, oh.
Okay. Lupin has a car that's famous, and it's his car. It's his getaway car. That he has strapped rockets to. Well, first off, it can squeeze into smaller spaces than it physically is, because it's like just a Toon Force car. It can
I'm sorry,
drive
I
up
have
walls.
to interrupt you. I
Yeah.
have to interrupt you because of BananaBot24 in the chat saying Lupin could just disguise himself as a raccoon.
It doesn't
Yeah!
work like
And
that.
he's got everything.
It doesn't work like that.
Can he? Is his guy's ability that good? Could he
Lupin
become a
disguise
raccoon?
himself as
Oh my
Carmelita
God.
Fox, seduce Sly, and then kill him in the middle of lovemaking.
But then he could. First of all, let's not act like Lupin. Literally, I'm looking at the wiki. His number one weakness, aside from the fact that he gets into mischief all the time, is the fact that he has a weakness to women.
Yeah.
Weakness to woman. Just one
Weakness
woman.
to woman. Hell yeah.
Sly only
the
cares about
platonic
one girl.
concept
He don't
of
give a
woman.
about the
That's
rest
true.
of them.
That's true.
Let me go back to his car.
Also, Carmelita can hold her own too. Good luck getting my good sis.
Let me go back to my car. Well, Carmelie has a gun that is able to one-shot Sly. Let's just remember that. So guns,
No, it can't.
not a great thing.
What are you talking
Let's go.
about? No, it cannot. Listen, there is literally one level in freaking Sly 3 where Carmelita, I play as Carmelita, am chasing Sly for 10 minutes, and it was just the charge of battery. You are not one-shotting that man. It didn't happen.
I played the first level of Sly 1, and that shit kills you in one fucking hit.
It got better. Sly 3 is after Sly 1. What are you talking about?
Let's go back to the car.
Yes, okay.
Strapped
back to
rockets
car.
to. He has strapped rockets to this fucking car, and it was able to fly into space in a few seconds. That is massively faster than sound, and then survive atmospheric re-entry. Not only would it be tough enough to survive anything Sly could throw at it, so he could just tank it, he would just drive with the rocket pack into Sly and turn him into raccoon fucking vapor. Raccoon.
Oh, you
mist.
just time slow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. He would be able to dodge
Well,
it. He's
hang
just
on.
fast enough to fly into space in a couple of seconds.
Sly's also got the Cooper van,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is a
that-
time machine.
I'm gonna go out on a
So-
limb and say that the Cooper van probably isn't as fast as the car that Leah's describing.
It can literally travel through time in an instant. So
Lupin has a time travel machine as well.
we
It's not
never
his
did
car.
talk about Lupin's time machine.
I don't know
How
the
does Lupin
specifics
travel
of
through
it.
time?
He has a time machine that he's used to
Like what kind?
go
Like,
forward
is
and
there
backwards.
with
typical
him?
like?
Is he taking it with him, or is it just some time machine that a friend of his owns in like some basement somewhere
Like
that he
is,
goes
yeah,
to?
like
No,
is it
it's one that he-
portable time machine or
It's one that
stationary?
he stole. He stole from Mamo. I don't know if it's portable or stationary, but he did steal it and did have it and was like traveling backwards and forwards through time. I don't remember
Let's
the
see.
specific. Or
'Cause
I don't
my
know the
gut
specific.
says it's gonna be a big old ancient, lot of bleepy bloop thing time
Yes.
machine.
As soon as we say time machine, we have green boots and
Oh, they've
Just
been
look
going
at-
off about it every time we mention the time.
Yeah, I'm very curious because the Cooper van, so the Cooper
Also-
van is not always driven by Sly, but he can drive it, and
Yes.
I assume he owns it because it literally has his face on
And
it.
what is
Yeah.
the implication here? That he's going to go
So-
back in time and find Lupin as a baby,
No.
even though he
I
doesn't
think the
know anything
implication
about
is
him?
like the speed thing, but also just to bring up speed, technically the Sly van does have rockets on it as well. That gets rockets on it after Sly for Thieves in Time because the van itself is set to power up a train, so there's rockets on it. And then it goes the same speed as the train and even faster.
You know
so
who's
it has
strong
a
enough?
rocket on it.
You know who's strong enough to stop and hold a train by himself? Zenigata. That Lupin
You say
has managed to
names.
match in strength is the detective guy. So Lupin alone is as strong as the rockets on that van. But then he has rockets on top of that on his car, which are much more powerful.
As
You can fly into
someone who
space.
grew up in New York and knows and has
Where's
watched
this
a lot
gonna
of
be?
Dragon Ball Z, this is gonna make sense.
I
trust me.
really want to hear where this
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
It does not matter how hard you can hit if you can't hit your target.
But
And that's
we know
on
Lupin.
period.
I agree, and he can't hit Lupin, and Lupin is way faster.
And Lupin cannot
I
hit
agree
Sly.
with you.
There's no
Lupin
way he can
can
hit Sly.
He's way
I think that-
faster.
Yeah, I think you've yet to prove that.
They've both
What are you
dodged.
talking about?
They
What
both
is
no,
laser
no.
beams?
But there was also like not just the example of Sly running in front of the debated like whether it was a laser or not, but like the other one that was brought up was like there was literally an actual laser stated by a genius that it was a laser shot at him and he dodged it. That was what somebody in the chat was saying
We didn't
earlier.
show that, or
I know we didn't show it,
we're
but
gonna-
like I believe.
If I knew y'all had pictures, I would come with a fucking photo album. Trust me.
And also, I want to point out that like the slow down time thing, like Sly is also still slowed down. It just affects his reactions because it allows you to like maybe better aim a jump in the game. It doesn't make Sly himself any faster. You still move in slow motion. That's like the time slow doesn't make him faster. Like, yeah, I feel like I don't know if I said that before, but if it is,
I'm pretty
that's the case.
sure. Hang on.
Which time
still-
slow are
still
you talking
hops.
about?
In slow motion. I think there's one that like his suit makes him faster, but he's just running faster. Like he's
Also,
just sort
Liam,
of like,
I solved the time machine thing. It's
Yeah.
it was actually a classic egg sci-fi time machine. Like, if you
wanna
bring that
like
up.
a little spaceship thing. Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Look
Jesus
Wow.
at
Christ.
Lupin's
Wow.
face.
Look
there.
at the detail they
Look
put
at
into
his-
drawing that thing.
Look at Lupin's face. That's the last thing Sly is going to see.
Was that Ichi the
before-
killer? Like what? All three of them.
No, okay. I did want to real quick. So the slowdown that he learns from the Thieves Raccoonus is that it is everything slows down, including himself.
Yeah.
The thieves uniform, his outfit that he ends up getting in the fourth game is not.
That's what
Everything
I
else
thought.
slows down around him.
Okay.
His thief reflexes is what it's called. So
okay.
slow is.
Jenkins says, actually, Liam, the thief costume keeps Sly unaffected by the time slow.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly
that's why I
what
think I was going to
saying.
ask
Fair.
which slowdown are you talking about? Because if I remember correctly, okay, cool.
So
Well, then
theoretically,
assuming
his
that the-
ancestors were affected by it. That's what he learned, and then he improved upon it.
But to your
with
point, Liam,
his-
he would have to have the costume on for him not to be affected by.
I mean, it's just his
time.
normal
Okay.
costume, right? Oh no,
No, it's his ancestors one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, then even if,
but he can just switch those out at any point.
He
so,
does. He switches it on in like less than a second.
Yeah.
then even if the light speed feat is legit for Sly, like remember Lupin, it wasn't just a like I dodged a beam of light. It was I stood there and waited for light beams to come at me so that I could like wait. They're coming here, and then pull the light thing out and then deflect it.
So
he was in fact moving
I'm not saying
faster than.
I'm not saying that's not impressive.
Yeah.
But like when I saw that, I was like, oh no. And, like we're gonna see this thing where he like dodges between all of them, or even if he used the knife, he like then it would be like ungodly ridiculous, right? But the fact that for some reason they were all aimed at one specific point does reduce that just a little bit.
No, it doesn't reduce it. It's just like
I mean it's still
it-
light. It's still light speed reaction.
It's still light speed, and he still waited for it, which means that he
What are
was
the
like by
chances
default
are-
faster.
What are the chances? Because I get the feeling that based on his attitude, some of the stuff that Lupin pulls off is completely accidental, and he just goes with it, like, haha, meant to do that. What are the chances that this is one of those scenarios where he just is like, oh shit, lasers are coming up. I'll just hold up this knife and see if it hits it. And it just so happened to work out.
I'm not going to entertain that one, Ben. Nice try. Because he legitimately is doing like with a purpose.
I'll be honest,
like,
if he's been winging it this whole time, if he was winging it the whole time, I would have to give him my vote. Like that's crazy. Like you ain't planned for not shit a day in your life and you still alive. Like that's my respect. I gotta give them props where they go.
That was so cathartic because I was like, oh god, this is going to be another it's just projections thing that there's no way to defend against it. Okay.
All right. Well, and we've barely even talked about the cane and all the different things that it has.
Yeah, this is
the cane is a very powerful weapon. It has a lot of elemental aspects to it. So if Sly, the way I see this going down is if Sly does get up to Lupin, get up close, like Lupin might be stronger because of the whole train thing, but like Sly has taken hits from extremely brawny like characters who can do stuff like that in the games.
Mugshot.
Yeah, characters who can like smash planes apart, knock planes around, throw cars around, that kind of level of character.
Yeah.
So I feel like stopping a train, he could survive a hit from that. So
yeah, most of the people that Sly has defeated are always stronger than him in terms of physical dexterity and whatnot.
And they're huge, like huge guys too. So I feel like he's going to be able to survive a few hits, enough for him to get down like the music box and some of the other gadgets and abilities that'll remain invisible and whatnot to basically overwhelm Lupin and then hit him with the cane in a way that stuns him or takes him out. That's how I see it going down.
You could do a couple of durability feats. Lupin has survived a dynamite explosion that blew up an entire yacht.
Yacht
he
level.
survived.
so blimp level, yacht level.
Yacht level.
Cool.
Yeah, we got
That's-
air and sea.
that's more
Come on, give us
like-
the land feet. Let's go.
I mean, like that's more impressive than anything that you've mentioned for Sly yet. Like you've mentioned like big brawny guys, and then you mentioned, and then I'm talking about
I
explosions
mentioned
that
the
can
blimp.
blow up.
It blew up
Yeah.
while he was on it.
And then sent him in time. What does that mean? Okay, Zenigata, or sorry, going
There's a
on.
time
Who
travel
did I
device.
send these photos to? Because this is not doing it.
Going on was able to cut that massive like
drop 'em in Discord.
cloud that was able to cover up the moon. That's like way more than that's way more than a blimp exploding. If you've seen like cloud movement calcs on this show, they usually get to like tens or 100 or so like tons to maybe even kilotons of
Sus.
TNT.
That's
What do you mean
suspicious.
sus? It's not sus. It's moving massive amounts of water that is in gas form, but it still has weight. Because
I think he
they're
probably
gigantic.
just was like, oh, there's a cloud right there. I'm gonna pretend.
No, it was. What are you talking about?
I have a
He has
question. When
survived being
Lupin
impaled.
survived, how was he injured when he got off the yacht?
No, it's usually like he's like covered in like ash and dust, but then he'll like
So
and then,
like no
wipe himself
bruises,
off.
no.
No, I mean he's gotten bruises before, but it's like usually by fighting people like Goemon.
Yeah,
I've never had
that
bruises.
scene where him and the dude were about to make out. Yeah, they had bruises.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Lots of building level feats.
Halen mentioned Sly also got hit by a bolt of lightning and survived in Sly 2. That is true.
Lupin has survived being electrified. He's been survived being frozen solid in a block of ice. He's survived being burnt alive. He survived radiation, like enough that would kill a normal person. He's also immune to poisons and like a love potion. I know that like Sly has this device or something that can like a rage bomb or something that affects your emotions, but Lupin can resist that kind of thing. Survived falling high from a skyscraper. Oh, falling from a skyscraper. It's usually like building to city block level stuff. Massive explosion. Oh, survived a massive explosion that destroyed part of a large palace, most of a large palace. Survived a tank shell. Survived a bomb explosion.
Well,
a giant boulder.
Okay, so he's been hit by a lot of big things, but I mean a lot of that is equivalent to what we've already been talking about.
But the stuff that you're talking about like kills Sly in one hit, and he needs those things to like recover. Whereas it doesn't hurt Lupin at all.
That's not true. It doesn't kill him in one hit. It just takes off one bar from his health bar. And plus, even if it did kill him in one hit, he's got those lucky charms. So he can
that's what I'm talking about. In the
back.
first game, everything is like a one-hit kill if you don't have a lucky charm, right? So the lucky charm
in the very first game. Every other game is
but he
different.
didn't have the thievius raccoonus in the first game either.
That's true. That was like his first big adventure as part of the Cooper family.
Yeah, he was collecting the thievius raccoonus because it was stolen from him.
Yeah, like he was set to inherit it, so he hadn't even like read it yet. After the first game, that's when he becomes like his true Cooper self, I guess you could say. So I wouldn't necessarily say that like any weaknesses from the first game really apply here per se.
Also, I looked up Sly getting blasted by lightning, and then he also just gets yeeted into the air, and then apparently survives that as well.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to start getting these votes in, starting with the answers from you guys watching that you guys sent us before the show started. And we're going to get to the bottom of who wins between Sly.
This is a really cool matchup.
I love this. I love this. I'm sure there's like
season.
some crazy Toon things that I'm not thinking of for Sly that would like match up with Lupin's Toon Force, because Lupin's not like a Toon Force character who's like, he's not like Looney Tunes where he gets disintegrated and comes back, right? That's not.
No, I don't think so.
There's so many times where Sly has
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. There's been so many times where Sly has gotten been completely charred, and then a millisecond later is uncharred. So
I feel like there's a lot of similar like cartoon, style things going on like that. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up the first answer from you guys for whichever character comes up first.
All right, Casino Arcade says, I'm giving it to Sly. While both have a knack for things such as espionage and acrobatics, and Lupin does have experience in fields like marksmanship and swordsmanship, Sly can do things like alter time and manipulate gravity. In addition, the former has more experience than the latter, having done this since he was a child. So really, Arsene is, sure, getting thrown for a loop in Lupin, this fight, because his opponent was just pun. More Sly. I got it, sorry.
Yes, and he has been trained since he was a child, so that is important to note.
A cute little adorable little baby raccoon.
Raccoon, yep.
And he saw his father get killed in front of him.
Okay, well that kind of tainted that little image I had there.
All right, let's bring up the answer for Lupin.
All right, Epic Monkey. Sly has a ton of useful gadgets, but Lupin is the smarter and more experienced of the two. He's shown to be able to replicate advanced technology and special techniques mere moments after seeing them in action. Not to mention, also just better at trickery. Sly can throw around cardboard cutouts of himself. Lupin could put a Lupin mask on anyone around and hypnotize them into thinking they're Lupin. What?
Whoa.
Sly isn't ready for the mind games Lupin will be playing here?
Technically, Sly is, though, because in Sly 2 against the Contessa, he literally had to go against a hypnotic beam, and he beat Contessa. So,
But he
true.
wasn't immune to it, was he?
no,
Still
he
worked
wasn't
on it, he
immune
just had
to
to
it.
avoid.
But that's, I
He
mean,
could-
he overcame it and was better. So,
Yeah, he could
I
power
also want
through
to
it.
point out that in the video game, what the fuck is this shit called? Hang on.
describe and I can help you. If
Lupin
you
the
describe, I
Third.
can help you.
The video
Treasure
game,
of
what the
the
fuck is this
Sorcerer
shit
King.
called? I remember
The
that
game,
one.
Lupin the Third Treasure of the Sorcerer King. Lupin did survive an explosion that was in this underground temple that was so
Mhm.
big it reached out of underground and then started to blot out the forest that was above them. So a way bigger explosion than Blimp level. I wanted to sneak one in there just to make sure that the durability argument was solid.
Uh,
Better.
Jane Quinn mentions Contessa attacked him in his mind, inside of his mind too, and Sly beat the heck out of her in a mind battle. I don't remember that specifically, but
A lot of
yeah,
Sly
so he
fans in the
could
comments.
basically counter the mind
Yeah.
attack inside the mind attack, if that makes sense.
And I don't think the Thievius Raccoonus, like that giving him, it's not going to give him an experience advantage considering he's like defeated somebody who was like 1 billion years old and like has been influencing like world events for that entire
You're
time.
talking about
and is
Clockwork?
So smart he is. No, I'm talking about Mamo, Lupin.
I mean,
Saying that,
Clockwork
like, the Thievius
literally is
Raccoonus-
1 billion years old because he has been born since the beginning of time. You can literally see him in Sly 4 Thieves in Time at the time of Bob, who was the ancestor, the first ancestor way back when. You can
At
see
the
you can
time
see
of
Clockwork
Bob.
there.
Billion's older than that. Billion is much older than caveman
Yeah, but I'm saying
dinosaurs.
is that you can confirm see him then, so which means that
Yeah.
he's already existed before then and has turned his entire body into machinery since before then.
Then you can just say that they're equivalent.
Yeah.
In terms of experience, in terms of fighting people with that kind of experience.
Yeah.
All right, the poll is live. Get your votes in.
I'm a calendar man
Um,
says Lupin also defeated Jesus' twin vampire sister Camilla.
Yes.
What?
Why did you say that?
I just feel like that would have been brought up before if Liam knew what that was about.
I feel like that should be brought up before we talk about.
All right.
I don't know.
let's-
One kills dogs.
Let's get to our votes. And yes, as a floating shopping list in the chat says, don't let the dog murderer win. Shad,
Don't let
Who are you
the
voting for?
garbage eater win.
This is so hard because like I want to do this as an episode. Like this has been back and forth, and like I've heard some very good arguments. Liam's looking at me. I've heard some very good arguments on both sides, and so because I am a little bit unsure of who would win, I'm just gonna go with the one that didn't kill dogs. So
Chad.
Oh, shit.
The moral
Chad.
victory.
Chad.
Liam's gonna kill me later.
Chad, you know who your other voter is going to vote for.
See,
Why
and
did
this
you
is
do
why
this?
I. This is why I. Well, I
This
don't
is
know.
Terrible.
We didn't even bring up. We didn't even bring up the chat poll, so I
Chad.
can't. I don't know.
Who's the other
I have
person
All
voting
right,
beside
absolutely-
all
me?
right. I missed the ball. Okay, we'll get
You
to it
don't
after
know
you.
who's
We'll
going
get
to
to it
win
after you.
Okay.
on the YouTube
I think-
poll, Chad? You don't know who's going to win on the YouTube poll?
I don't know. I've seen
You're
a lot
not
of people
aware
saying
of who's
Lupin
more
wins.
popular?
I've seen a
Yeah,
lot of people
do it.
saying Lupin wins.
I'm seeing people saying Lupin wins in this
Okay,
chat
okay,
after
here.
I have
Since
busted
you're a little
my
torn,
butt.
Chad, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and bring up the
Yeah,
poll from
yeah.
the community page. Not the live poll, but the community page poll.
Holy
Sly,
God.
Surprise!
Oh,
73%. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So that's one vote for Sly. Now, Chad,
I tell you
does
what.
that change your opinion?
I'll tell you what. Just so that we can, because I know a guy's gonna vote. So I will do you this solid.
Do
Liam.
you?
I will,
don't know.
I will help balance it out. So we're gonna leave it to our live chat to decide on how well y'all argued. So I will give the Lupin vote, even though I don't want to vote for a dog murderer. There you go.
Well, okay.
Early
Okay.
in-
Okay. Anime Lupin is not a dog murderer. Does that change
Anime
your
Lupin is
opinion?
not
Now I'm doing this one because I know the way this is gonna shake out, and I want the live chat to be the
Okay.
deciding factor.
Chad is doing the gamifying vote. I don't know.
No, I'm putting it in their hands because Let's be real. We all Kai came in with an agenda, which is fine.
I've been fighting a
We'll
two-front
see.
war
We'll
here.
see. Maybe Kai's going to surprise us. So we got 1 vote for Sly, 1 vote for Lupin. Kai, who are you voting for?
So we all know why I came here. We all know who I've been cheering on from the beginning. We all know who my favorite character, well, not favorite character, favorite game of all time is. It's not Lupin. But I genuinely think in a death battle, Lupin is going to beat Sly's ass.
Wait, what?
Whoa!
Then never mind. I retract. Back to
No,
Sly.
don't retract!
What? You already cast your vote?
No!
I don't know. Can we do that?
I just.
All right, that's fine. No, it's fine. So that's two for
Okay,
Sly.
we got 2 for Lupin and 1 for Sly.
It still makes the chat.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, two for Lupin, 1 for Sly.
If we have a tie, then it's up to Mike, director,
Mike,
to
destroy me.
pick it out.
Break my
I feel like
heart.
I have some explaining to do, and I'll do it later.
Right, we've got the post show.
All right, let's get the vote in from the live chat. We already got 1 for Sly, 2 for Lupin. Let's see. I can just say what it is if I end the poll right now.
Streak.
Oh
my God, it is incredibly close. We have a 51% over a 48%.
Look,
That's not
YouTube
right.
is very bad at math. It always messes this up.
Sly Cooper barely edges out the victory in the chat poll, which is surprising to me because it was Lupin for a good chunk of time, and then Kai said Lupin, and the whole chat flipped. I think. I don't know what happened. So we have
a tie.
There it is. We have a tie. 2 for Sly, 2 for Lupin. And that's one of the closest polls we've ever had. Oh my God.
I just want to say it was like 75-25 and I swung it to 50-50. That's
the initial poll,
swing.
was
that's always
very,
a good victory.
Yeah. Okay. So as we always do with the tie, we will throw this over to our director, man behind the board, running the show. Mike, who are you gonna vote for to decide who wins? It's all up to you.
Mike, I just want you to know I'm the only one that sees you in the office tomorrow. Make the right decision. And it better be for my fave. My fave. Listen, I don't care if you think he'll die or not. You better vote for my fave. I have to be impartial. You don't.
Okay, can y'all actually hear me now?
We can
hear you.
Okay, very good.
Don't vote for the dog murderer.
It's a tough one.
Using my normal criteria, which has absolutely nothing to do with anything, because I'm scared of Kai, I'm voting for Sly.
Do you vote for Sly?
Yes.
Yes, Sly!
All right. Through sheer extortionism, Sly wins.
I am on a losing streak on Death Battle Cast, and I fucking earned this one. I earned this one. You can all watch. You all know I earned this
Oh my
one.
God. That's gonna do it,
If
guys.
we do this episode and Lupin wins, he is going to eat fucking Sly Cooper on screen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I was gonna nail him to the ceiling.
Yeah, no,
Fucking eat him.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, great. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about this being a losing streak. Let's keep it up.
we have to do this episode. We have to do this episode.
Wow. What? Yeah. Really, I love this matchup idea. This is phenomenal. So, okay. First off, Kai, thank you so much for not only inspiring this matchup, but for being here to be part of this shenanigans. Where can people find you?
Oh, hello. You can find me on the Achievement Hunter channel as well as on my own personal channels at Defined by Kai everywhere, because in this crazy world, only I can define myself.
That's
Yeah.
a great little motto.
Yeah. It also rhymes, you know? Hi, Kai. Bye, Kai.
So does Kai
Again.
and Sly. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's, hey, listen,
Oh my God.
if
Is
I
there a
was-
connection there?
If I was a furry,
Kai Cooper.
Oof.
Not too far from
And
my
that
last
is-
name.
That is Kai with a KY, not an AI, like I saw a couple of people thinking was. So that's KY.
Mhm.
Definitely go check her out.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. This is such a fun episode. I love this matchup. I think we're gonna have to do something with this in the future.
For sure.
Liam, kudos.
Sorry, dude. You looking at me.
You
Liam,
tried.
Liam hates losing. He hates it so
I
much.
hate losing. I hate losing. We're gonna do God versus Farmer with a Shotgun, and I call God next week.
Finton Majora in the chat. Funny how Ben won the debate by mentioning Lupin being a dog murderer. Hey, the rules are by any means necessary. So you know what? I found that. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use that.
I know we close out, but I like desperately want
Swat
an episode
Ben.
of Death Battle Cast where Sam reps one character and Kai reps the other, because I feel like we'll just take the wildest paths to victory.
Listen, Sam and I have played werewolves before, and it's just us going at each other's throats. Like, the
Let's
entire fucking
do
time.
it. Let's do it. Kai, we would love to have you back. Absolutely. This is so much fun. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Love to have you here. Again, we do this show live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central. So hope to see you at the next one. As always, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. And we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.